we have the expert in studio.
Yes.
And with all the respect from Sporty FM, I would like her to introduce herself so that, she can do that better than I can.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I am very excited to be here. My name is Diana Watila, CEO, the Gender Protection Implementation Committee. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and I've also worked as an investigator in Independent Policing Oversight Authority. I'm happy to be here, and because I'm a lawyer, ningependa kutuma salamu kwa bwanangu Martin Pepela na watoto wangu Matthew, Jabali na Maria. Asante. I'm happy to be here.
Filanga like a house fly.
We've started the show with salamus. Even before you entered, it was the same thing.
The other Miluya there was saying hi to his mother. Come on now.
It's his mother's birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Mai.
Yes, Eva.
Now, Diana, welcome to Sport FM.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Now, we go straight into why we are here.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm curious to know, as CEO, Gender Protection and Implementation Secretariat, what exactly is your work?
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Okay, for a lawyer that would be hard, but I will try.
I know.
Okay. So, gender-based violence is when you have violations on the basis of gender. And about 2 years ago, the State Department of Sport commissioned a report looking into the welfare of persons in sports, and they found that a large percentage of athletes faced gender-based violence. And women were disproportionately affected higher. We're not saying gender is only for ladies. Both men and women were affected. So as a result of that, in November 2024, the CS in charge of sports at that time was Honorable Murkomen, gazetted a committee with the aim of addressing safeguarding in sports, which is basically creating an enabling environment for persons to participate in sports without fear of harassment. So basically our role is to have a safe space, and part of the things we are doing is taking up complaints of gender-based violence. We are also offering psychosocial support. We're also investigating cases, and we're also working with the different federations to ensure that all our athletes, regardless of gender, are safeguarded. Yeah.
You know, there are some easy questions on paper. Sometimes when you hear about gender-based violence, it sounds like a straightforward kind of question. But when you tell a common person just to tell you what gender-based violence is, they actually
struggle.
Yeah, they really struggle with the answer.
Yeah.
Please, can you put it to light? What is gender-based violence?
Okay. If a policeman assaults you and unachapwa tu, that would be assault. However, if you are attacked, either because you're a man or a woman, it becomes gender-based violence. And to explain it a bit better is I can give a few examples.
Yes.
There is rape. There is defilement. Defilement is when you have sex with an underage person, and a child cannot consent anyway. There is indecent assault. That is when someone grabs you. As Trump said, grab them by the...
I get you.
That is gender-based violence. There is issues of sodomy, and there's also sexual harassment.
Okay.
And the interesting thing about sexual harassment, the reason it's sexual harassment, it is unwanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
So-
fact that the person who is being done to doesn't want makes
does
it
not
harassment.
want it because you can tell anyone, someone, hey, beautiful, you have
Yeah.
a large ass.
Uh-huh.
Forgive my language.
Yes.
And she giggles and she's consented, as in she's happy. But you will tell another person,
The same
and
thing.
that it's just repugnant to them,
Yes.
and it becomes sexual harassment. But you'll find someone going like, "Wait, where I told this one the other day, and they
There was
didn't."
no problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when we looked at gender-based violence, it can be perpetrated both by male
And female.
and
Or towards each other.
Yes. So if a lady comes and she's a fan and she kisses you without consent,
You know.
please look for me. That is,
Mara hiyo hiyo.
Yeah.
no, that's harassment.
We
You
need
need
that.
to speak.
Lazima nikuambie.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing, you young man? You think I love being kissed?
Yes. Oh, yes. And then a person needs to be able to consent. Consent can someone may not consent by reason of being very drunk.
Oh, okay.
And consent has to be expressed. So if she decides to take, or if he or she decides to take a drink with you, comes to your house, and don't believe that is implied consent. There's no such thing about consent.
Doesn't
It
exist.
has to be expressed.
Okay.
And a person can withdraw consent at any time. So you can actually be making out with someone,
Until
clothes
that moment
again.
when you feel like
then they decide, no, it has to stop there.
So no should mean no.
No
Yeah,
is
some
no.
of us, we've watched
This
movies
life
that
is
have
tricky,
that.
yeah?
It's very tricky because there are moments where you say no, but there's there's nothing like that.
There's nothing like that. And then you see, you'll have the option of going to court to defend yourself and say, but by that time, utakuwa umevuka.
And naturally, guys always say a no means when a lady says no, it usually
Young man,
means a
you
yes.
better listen very carefully.
No, no,
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who go with that problem.
no,
but she was
no
saying,
is
you know.
no, and a person can withdraw consent at
Any
any
moment.
time. Na unaweza kujitetea, but it'll probably be at the dock. So
When you're
you have
inside.
to make a decision early enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the kujitetea part comes very late.
Yeah.
It'll be too late.
So
So
umesimama kwa
basically what I'm saying, please do not assume. Look at the person's body language. I mean, you can always try for another day if you're not too sure.
Yeah.
Because also power dynamics, someone may consent, like if I'm your boss and I tell you let's go for
For a few
a
drinks.
drink, and I tell you come to my house, you're thinking, oh my god, I will lose my my
So,
job.
Just because we are a sporting station,
Yes.
so we do sporty things. So we'd like
Yes.
we called you here because we need your expert insight.
Okay.
So what are the most common forms of abuse reported within the sporting industry from your experience? The most common.
The most common is sexual harassment. We've had many incidences of rape, of indecent assault. We've had a lot of complaints of grooming. Grooming is where a young athlete is maybe taken up by a coach and later ends up in a relationship with the
said
coach.
coach.
Yes.
common, eh?
Yes, we have both physical, mental, and economic abuse. Now, economic abuse.
No. Economic abuse.
Economic abuse.
Just before she goes to explain what economic abuse is,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask about grooming.
Okay.
Is it a crime or is it wrong?
Grooming is okay. I would say grooming now leads to the crime
Okay.
because you find maybe an underage person and someone has a position of trust and will
misuse the position.
misuse the position and will make that person so reliant on them. So let me give you an example. A 16-year-old athlete, the coach will control the finances, will control who she is, who she sees. When they reach age of 18, they get into a relationship.
But to
And
some
immediately-
of us, just to cut you off, to some of us, what you're calling grooming to us sounds like nurturing, because if they are protecting other people from getting that person off track because maybe they want to see them get somewhere, and they're at an age where they don't make their own decisions.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. So we would like you to explain to us when that now crosses over to being grooming. You get-
Okay.
Yeah.
So what normally happens is that human nature, we like to trust people.
Okay.
And of course, if a stranger comes to someone and a child and says, I want to have sex with you, you'll say no.
No.
But now this person becomes trustworthy. You can become a spiritual
trust,
mentor
yeah, you know.
and everything. Then thereafter,
Mhm.
you start violating the person very kidogo.
Subtle.
Holding
very subtle, yeah?
hands, holding waist, it goes
Very
to
subtle.
kisses,
Yeah.
then it goes to to sex.
Okay.
Now, when you do it when the person is underage, it becomes defilement.
That- yeah,
but
of
people
course.
have become clever. They wait for you to cross 18. But at that point, you're so attached to that person, you are not able to make the
correct decision.
the correct
Sane
decision.
decisions.
Yes.
Okay. So the fact that you're just doing that to a minor is in itself a crime.
Yes.
Okay.
And from your perspective, what is the extent of abuse in Kenya?
Yeah, in this country.
It's very high. Over the break, I'll look at the statistics. But Aga Khan University have just released a report less than a month ago, and they found that the incidences of sexual abuse is very high, and the most people they're complaining about, unfortunately, is the coaches. And that's where they were able to identify cases where people do not get on the national team simply because they are compliant. There's also another one, someone comes and sees themselves as the girlfriend of the coach, and they might not really be as good as a player, but you'll find an elite player is left out. And this other person is brought
given all the
on,
privileges,
given all the privileges.
Yeah.
And it's become so normal that people do not see there's an abuse, because the coach is a person in trust. And we look at it like, can a teacher date his student? No. Can a boss date his junior? No. So it means, can a coach date his player?
No.
Absolutely
There's
not.
a clear conflict of interest.
And there are clear boundaries that
And
people
there are
just assume
clear
it's-
there are clear boundaries. So you might find that the young men and women might not see that they are being taken advantage of, because you're thinking this is your boyfriend, you're having sex, he takes you on trips, but the only reason you're going to trip is because he's having sex.
misusing you.
He's having sex with you. Yes. So we have found cases where women are actually dropped from teams, and for the ones who do not comply, the coach makes such a hostile environment for them that they end up eventually quitting the sport
altogether.
And you find that because it's networked, the person, you might go to another team or you're trying for another team, of course they'll call back and ask how is this, but then unamwaribia jina, and they are not able to proceed. I had a case where someone was dropped out of one of the teams, and she was able to lobby, and she was able to be put in the team. And before she goes, the guy tells her, kabla ukompete ni lazima ni drive gari yako. So she's like, gari nimekuja na Uber. And he says, leo nitaonja vitu zako zote. And that's when she realized, oh my
it's not
God.
Even about a vehicle,
It's
use the vehicle.
It's use the vehicle.
What?
He wanted to ride the vehicle. So you're finding people are in a very toxic environment, and there's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of stigma. And then the other challenge is the leadership in the federations is male dominated.
Yeah, true.
And you find that you do not want to go before a committee and it's his boys.
Of course.
Yeah. So even the aspect of fairness is not
it's a
It's not guaranteed.
it's not guaranteed. Yes. So there's a lot of harassment, and we really need to do a lot of work in safeguarding to make sure
So
that
it's like a sheep in a jury of hyenas. Kind of that, yeah?
kabisa.
That brings me to my next question.
Yes, sir.
How cooperative are these federations? Like AK, like Football Kenya, like the Volleyball Federation, the Rugby Federation. How cooperative are they with you?
And to
And
add
how-
on to that question,
And how closely are you working together?
and how successful have those cases been in terms of percentages? Yes, check that
Okay.
question and make it.
I'll beg not to give percentages because we've just been in office since November.
Oh,
it's
okay.
But
a new office.
Okay.
one of the things I am going to give marks to the federations is they have embraced us.
Okay.
Okay.
They have embraced us and they want to mainstream us into their safeguarding operations. We've been getting complaints to follow up. We've been receiving invitations to train, and they have really embraced us because when we came in, we thought that
There would be resistance.
there would be resistance, but honestly, we have not faced any resistance. I think they are at that point, kila mtu na mzigo wake.
Ndio.
Yes.
Now, I'm told this case is 9 months in. You said you came in for, Which sports have you covered so far?
We've covered athletics, we've covered rugby, we've covered volleyball.
Ndio.
Who else? We've those are the main federations that we've
dealt with
worked
so far.
we've dealt with so far, and we are now in discussions. We want to work through NOC so that it can also open the door to about 42 or 43 federations.
Yeah, 42.
So that is ongoing. We want to have a structured way of dealing with complaints, and our best way is not to take over the work of the federations, but to capacity build them and make sure that they're able to self-police and take ownership for all the issues that are happening.
Oh, so and can you tell which kind of sport are these cases most rampant in?
I think it's all the sports. As long as there's a sport, you find that there's a case. Yes.
Okay.
And you said the sporting scene is male dominated.
It is
And
male.
so most of the perpetrators naturally are men.
Yes.
Okay. And so my question is, how many of the females have approached you as an office so far?
We have been approached by many.
Many. It's that prevalent.
It is that prevalent, and you find that one case in one of the sports, a female referee was officiating a game. A player didn't like the call, he punched her.
Oh my God.
What?
Yes.
You actually get physical
Is
with
that-
all
is that-
this evidence surrounding you.
Is that player
Exactly.
I hope that player is not still participating in that sport.
We are following up on
Yeah,
that
you
to
know, that
ensure
would
that
be the right decision.
At least a
Yes.
lifetime ban.
Yes, I mean,
yes,
you just,
we need lifetime
because
bans.
some crimes demand some harsh punishment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a way to say iliwe funzo.
And a sports person should be very professional.
You know?
A sports person should be very professional. We've also had female referees being harassed by male male referees. So it's
even their peers.
even their peers. It's all through the technical bench, the athletes, the players, and you find that there's now a lot of psychological trauma. And for an athlete, the brain is as powerful as the body.
Yes.
So you'll find maybe there are dips in form
Yes,
for
because
the
it's mental.
It's mental. Yeah.
Now, what is the role of IPOA when abuse involves law enforcement?
IPOA, either you're taking me to comment something I left, but I will because I worked there for over 10 years.
Okay, you have experience.
Yes,
You can say something. You're an authority.
IPOA does police oversight over police, and they take complaints, they conduct investigations, They inspect police stations and police facilities. They also go to court, and they do research. So IPOA would investigate the crimes that are done by police officers, especially sexual violence. So if we have a male athlete or a person in the technical bench and they're in the police and they commit an offense, even IPOA would have jurisdiction over them.
Would you recommend like a special committee to look at these things? I mean, is there need for a special investigative body just for this kind of crimes only? Is there need? Are we doing that badly to
require
special investigative unit for that?
I think we should have a special investigative unit, because you find that a lot of these crimes against athletes are just investigated as normal crimes. So it robs us of the ability of seeing the depths and the difficulties being faced
by the
and you find
victims.
that a lot of these athletes, because can you imagine someone is an elite athlete earning millions?
Yes.
Normally there would be no advocacy for them, because you assume this is already an empowered person.
You know?
Male or female, but
Yes.
maybe they are being beaten at home, male or female. There's economic abuse, which I touched on, where as an athlete you're busy running and your spouse is on investing on and you keep on giving them money.
Financial power.
They buy property, but they register it in their name.
Hey.
And then when you go and check, you find that
You have nothing.
you have nothing. And now this is also what is bringing the murders, because can you imagine when you go to the training grounds, there's a group of young men, I won't say I
Like
don't want
Louis
to
here,
be
don't
cancelled.
tell him.
So they are there, they are seeing dem
That's a
ako
prospect.
na mbio.
Eh,
They call them investments.
Wow.
You start dating that person. Now the day they come and tell you, no, I've met someone else, will you let go of
Hapo
your
sasa
meal
ndio unaboresha your
ticket?
true colours.
Yeah.
So they
And
are
it has caused Lorna, it's 3 deaths.
Yes.
We're looking at
Already.
3 deaths.
Hey.
Yes. And it's as a result of the
Investment.
economic
Wow.
abuse. That person is not letting go of the goose that
Their
laid
invest-
the
yeah, the
golden
golden
egg.
egg.
So
Yeah.
you're saying that there are scouts out there?
Not scouts.
Yeah.
Mnawaita
Is
fisi.
it
Do they
investment-
still call them fisi?
Ah,
Ama
no,
do they?
fisi,
You know,
fisi,
the
fisi.
Luga,
Yeah.
the Luga.
Fisi look like a
Not
henna.
him. No,
No,
he's
not
a
me,
wonderful
bwana.
Luya boy.
Yeah.
Hana hiyo tabia. Hana hiyo
Wewe uko na
tabia.
bad sana,
But
wewe
you'll find, actually, you'll find even the people who are targeting these girls are not this young men.
Yeah.
This young
They're
men
old
for like,
men.
it's guys like you.
Yeah.
Huh?
They're senior citizens of this country.
Not senior. We're
Oh,
not that
okay.
old, Baba.
No,
No.
like some Diamond
Yeah.
and Kirumba senior citizens.
So you think we are senior citizens?
Yes.
You have never
No.
seen a senior
Young
man.
one.
You. Leave us.
As we don't age.
Thank you for that.
Yes. So it's a very dangerous trade, and we need a lot of oversight to make sure that our persons in sports are safe and protected, because some of these you'd call them normal crimes, but a lot of them are happening within the sphere of sports. A lot of the people who are involved are persons involved in sports. So I think we really need to strengthen this committee. And also, by strengthening this committee, we are also able to link the persons in sports to the different referral pathways to help victims of gender-based violence. These are hospitals, these are counseling facilities, these are safe houses. And at the moment,
So you're talking about preventive measures now.
preventive, we do preventive, we do, and also responsive. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So there are 2 kinds of response.
Yeah.
Preventive measures and responsive measures.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and in light of these sexual abuse cases and everything for the athletes, is it encouraged for them to come out publicly and condemn or maybe make statements despite the pressures that may come with social media, the stigmatization
Or
and everything?
would it be doomsday for their career?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because this feces will not let you go like just like that.
And we know how chaotic and
Yes.
Kenyans usually are on social media.
Yes. KOT is powerful and they can use their force for good. And I feel they say light is the best disinfectant. So if we have more people speaking about gender-based violence, safeguarding issues, people will actually be able to recognize that the situations they are in are abusive.
Because some people are not aware.
You're not
You
aware.
think you're in love.
You think, yes, you're in love, you're following culture and everything. And also they are now aware of the resources available to assist them. And also when they speak up out, we can also now make sure that these people, like you're saying, the person who punched a referee should get a lifetime ban.
ban from the
So
sport.
we should also ban coaches,
Who are found
physiotherapists, managers,
Yes.
who are now invading the sport and making it an unsafe space. And we've really received a lot of support from our CS, Honorable Mvuria,
Okay.
and our PS, Elijah Mwangi, and they really want us to take the bull by the horns. It's something that is very passionate to them, and even that is why we are here
because this
today
country,
to inform
we have had
people
so many
about
victims,
it.
We have had deaths.
We have had deaths,
You know,
and one death is too many.
Too many.
Yes,
already.
one death is too many.
There's a question that really disturbs me a lot, and I think today is the right day to ask this one.
Sure.
Are coaches and trainers, let's say sports administrators in general, how well trained are they to take care of such situations? I mean,
If they pass through any kind of gender-based violence training,
as a
Yes.
coach, you're handling these girls, you're
Mhm.
handling these
Yeah.
boys, you're handling, I think they need some kind of training just
Yes.
to.
From our interaction, and we've looked even at World Athletics, we've looked at FIFA, we've looked at World Rugby, Olympics Committee. They all have put in place very robust safeguarding policies, and they have also invested a lot of money in cascading the training. I think where the gap comes is now in terms of implementation. We have the knowledge, but how do we pass it down, and how do we now take action against the coaches? Because you can have the information, but are you utilizing? Are there the consequences? And we've really been working with the federations and NOC, and what they are telling us is they want, let's have a very strong mechanism where not only do we have disciplinary steps, but also criminal sanctions, and also sanctions that can remove the person from sports. And I tell you, it doesn't only happen in Kenya. We had there was an incident in Mali.
Yes.
Where basketballers were abused, and FIBA took robust measures, including banning the coach, banning the officials that protected him, and also ensuring that the girls received the proper safeguarding support. And you saw what happened in US gymnastics, where the doctor abused people for over the span of 10 years. And this is US.
What you call the first world.
The first world. And one of the things that we realized is if you need to know what is abuse, because it took one person to say, no, that doesn't feel like a medical exam
to me.
And the sad thing is, she's in the room, her mother is at the head of the table. The abuse happened as the parents were
because
there.
That guy has done it for over 10 years.
He's done it for over 10 years. And when someone speaks up, someone will think that you're overreacting. And that's why I'm saying it's good you ask that question. You need to speak out, because someone else will say, okay, it happened to me.
Yes.
Okay, it happened to me. Then we're able to find out who are these people we need to drum out of sports.
It's like the Me Too movement, where everyone was coming out and saying things.
Now, there's this other question of how better can we support survivors survivors of this gender-based violence, both male and female,
Yes.
and still save their careers.
That's
You
my,
know?
my biggest concern.
First of all, exactly, we preserve their dignity and save their career. You know, how are you? How exactly are we supporting them?
We've been working with the federations, and what we do, number one, all the investigations are confidential. Number two, we ensure that the principles of natural justice are followed.
Okay.
We get both sides of the story. We also investigate to see if it's a pattern of abuse.
Okay.
We also now observe also like the trials, the team picking, so that someone is not isolated.
Left out.
So we really are working close with the clubs and with the federations. Number one, sensitization removes the stigma. We always tell survivors that you did not do anything wrong, and there is no shame in coming out. And slowly this can only be done through sensitization, where someone is not vilified or told they were asking for it, or maybe they were dressed badly. I always say, you go to town, you leave your laptop in the car, and then it's broken into. If you go to the station and the cop asks you, Nambono, unajua town is dangerous.
Yeah.
Why
What
did
will
you
you
leave
have
your laptop?
Ukaacha kwa gari.
Yeah, that's the same as asking a lady or a man, why did you go there? Were you asking for it? So put the same threshold. You would not think twice. Yeah, even if you left your window open, wouldn't you go and still report that I was stolen?
Yeah.
So it means if someone is sexually violated, it doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter what they were dressing with, it doesn't matter whether they were sober or not, it is still sexual violence.
Wow, this topic is like, you
I
know,
like the way you put it.
we can speak about it a whole year.
Yeah.
I like the way you talked about this computer and the car thing, because the other day in Nairobi, there's I'm just digressing a bit, but the topic is still abuse. There was a customer who took an Uber.
Yes.
And then she was kind of not in her senses because alcohol was in her system. Then the Uber driver decided
to rape her. Let's use the word rape.
Okay, you're here. Okay,
Yes.
decide to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, such a person, what would you, in your own experience, what would you recommend the punishment to be for such a person?
No, the law is very clear, and it sets thresholds for it. We have what we call minimum sentences under the Sexual Offences Act. So once they go and he meets the threshold for rape, there's already a set law for that.
And would the law also catch up with the boyfriend who is said to have come and punched that man like there was no tomorrow? What does the law say about? Because this is a sexual offender, and the case is going to deal with
Yes.
him. But then he was also beaten.
No, they will look at it, because you see in the law it has its ingredients, but then there's also they will look at the circumstances, because there's the act, and there's in law they call it the mens rea. What was the motive behind it? And then also they will also look at the mitigating circumstances.
You know, I can't even believe how fast the time is leaving us.
But
But now, if you could implement one nationwide policy tomorrow or today,
come away.
just implement one nationwide policy to protect athletes,
Yes.
what would it be?
Under safeguarding, the first thing that I will say, a coach has no business dating
A coach has no business dating
an athlete.
No,
we make it immediately a
policy.
conflict of
Interest.
of interest. That would be the thing that I
So
would do
according
first.
to you, dating an athlete is actually a violation of the athlete.
No,
should
no,
be. It should
dating
be.
we've
Should
had couples who are married and they are the coach
Yeah,
and
it's there.
the
It's been
athlete.
seen, yeah.
But I'm thinking more of like in team sports.
Okay.
And in our circumstances, we've seen a coach may use his position to exert
Yeah.
sexual to get sexual favors.
From the
And I
athlete,
think
yeah.
if we get rid of that gray area, that it's clear, and we make a decision. Either the player does not play for that team, you can date.
Yeah.
Yes, but you are not going to be a member of this team.
You are not going to be a member of this team,
That's very
You
good.
have to retire.
or the man lives as a coach.
Then
goes
they can
and
date you out there.
They can date out
Okay.
there. I think that would remove a lot of ambiguity.
I feel like it should just be anyone on the coaching staff or technical bench,
I
not just
agree
the
with
head
you.
coach.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
Now, as we come to the tail end of this
this
hour,
interview.
which I don't.
We don't
Yeah.
Time flies.
Which I don't feel was adequate for us. It was not even enough.
Time
Yes.
is never enough.
Now, what message do you have for sports leaders, parents, and athletes themselves?
Okay.
In one way, to protect the athletes, and for the athletes to protect themselves. You know, everybody has a role to play. Just send them one message, one blanket message to them.
Our persons in sports, our greatest resource. We need to prioritize, number one, their mental health, well-being, their physical well-being, and we need also to protect them and believe them. And I would want us to prioritize safeguarding and their safety. And in that way, I think Kenya will rise to greater heights than it has done in any other years. Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Wherever you are, thank you very much for being on Sport FM. We've had Diana Watila in studio, a distinguished legal professional with over 15 years of experience in human
vast
rights
experience.
advocacy, legal and policy development. Thank you very much, Diana, for gracing Sporty FM. Yes, what is wrong with you?
Papa.
Sisi nini wewe?
Wenyere shina.
Wengine huko sasa bolo mundi yosi. Kabla kwa kutumia mtu yote salamu kabla hajamaliza.
Of course.
Okay. I oblige. Very fast, please.
Nataka kutuma salamu kwa Mary Watila huko Kitale. Namwambia hapo Nairobi mechacha moto. Baba yangu Major retired Francis Watila. I hope uko poa. My husband, my kids here with Honorable Lona Tanui, she was among the youngest MCAs in Elgeyo Marakwet County. A very powerful lady, and she's very passionate, and she's a young leader, and we are mentoring her. And also to the State Department of Sports, especially our Cabinet Secretary and our PS, and we want to thank them for their extreme support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Diana.
I think and wits.
wakati ya salamu sauti imeongezeka.
From Western.
It is 1 minute to the hour of 4. This is the Sporty Express on Sporty FM.
Yeah.
Sporty FM, Beyond Sport.